Zack Snyder posted another picture. You guys already know I was going to talk about it. I was just waiting until today since we was live streaming yesterday. So it says, this is the shot. This I shot with my Leica monochrome and my modified 50mm Dream lens by Zero Pitique. Thank you, Joe Magani. I ain't gonna say his last name. Thank you, Joe, for being a perfect Deathstroke. Now, it's been a lot of buzz, a lot of speculation going on. It's something happening behind the scenes. And I've said this for a very long time. Unless Zack comes out and tells his fans, like, hey, guys, I really appreciate the support. We've been on a great run. I appreciate you guys. But I'm going to move on past the Snyderverse and, the Justice League 2 and 3. But he hasn't done that. He has continually said that he wants to finish his vision. So I do believe, because if you pay attention to Zack, when he posts things on social media, he posts them for a reason. Remember when Zack Snyder's Justice League was actually getting released? And he was posting hints? I think he posted that Superman statue with the fingers. Y'all remember that? When he posts something, it means something. Now, I know some people will probably be like, well, he just made his Instagram account. He's just uploading pictures. I mean, that is true, too. He could just be uploading pictures. However, Zack is a very calculated man. He knows how to get people talking. He knows how to get his fans and get all the speculation starting. So Zack has never came out and said that he does not want to finish his vision. So I truly do believe that there are scenes or things happening behind the scenes that we don't know about yet. Now, another thing we didn't talk about, you have to pay attention to the wording. Look, he says, thank you, Joe, for being a perfect Deathstroke. He's not even talking about being in past tense. Now let's go over to Henry Cavill's real quick. Henry Cavill is Superman. Not was. He says is Superman. Now, also pay attention. I just took this screenshot like 5 minutes ago. 3 days ago, it already got almost 500K likes on this. Almost 500K likes in 3 days. Because Henry Cavill is Superman. We have to pay attention to the wording. Is. He's not talking past tense as if it's done. Is Superman. So let's go back to Joe real quick. When I look at this picture, I'm reminded of the scene of Lex Luthor Jr. on that yacht. And he invites Deathstroke there. And he's bald. And he gives away Batman's secret identity. And we were supposed to get Deathstroke and Batfleck in a solo Batman movie, which we've never seen Deathstroke in a live action movie before. And we were about to see it. And there was people that read the scripts of the Batman for Ben Affleck's movie and said it was the perfect badass script. It was the greatest script they've ever seen for a Batman movie. Now, that's what I feel when I look at this picture. I'm just looking at what we should have got. And the crazy thing is, man, if WB wasn't so full of themselves, Zack would have already finished his vision. He would have already finished his vision. And everybody would have got what they wanted. The studio would have been making money. And everybody would have been happy. But I don't understand, especially from a business aspect, because if it makes money, it makes sense. And Zack makes money, so it makes sense. James Gunn has 4 flops with DC now. Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and now Superman. His shows aren't charting, and his movie failed in movie theaters. You can say what you want, but it failed in the theaters. Forbes came out with the article. And some of these die-hard gun cultists, man, like, I don't understand. Superman is not paying your bills. Why are you defending a film that failed? Like, you try to say that it had all this money made, and it came out that it's failed. It made $615 million. State Ohio tax documents, $363 million budget. I mean, you can go on the low side of 125 million marketing, but there was rumors that the marketing was up to $200 million. That there just alone is a lot of money that the movie did not recoup. And then you take in, you got to pay the actors. And then you got to take in the movie theaters 50-50 split. Listen, when I look at this picture, man, I am just reminded of why Zack needs to finish his vision. Because first of all, that nightmare scene, badass, man. Bad. Like, I'm sorry, but James Gunn hasn't put out anything like this to hype up the DC fans. Notice how James Gunn is in control of DC right now. And DC right now has so much negativity towards it. It's so much negativity towards it. Zack Snyder makes a couple posts and DC is back in positive light. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Zack makes 1-2 posts and everybody is talking about DC in a positive manner. Like, you just got to make it make sense. At this point, it's just common sense. And I understand common sense isn't so common. I understand that. But from a business perspective, whether you like Zack or you don't like Zack, we don't care. From a business perspective, Zack was super successful with DC. His numbers don't lie. Greg Silverman came out and said this on Twitter. He defended Zack. He says Zack's lowest movie was Sucker Punch. Every other movie was very profitable for DC. And I also saw some comparisons. People were talking about when you compare James Gunn's DC movies to Zack Snyder's DC movies, or maybe it was all. No. It was even Guardians. All of Zack Snyder's DC movies have outperformed James Gunn's. Even the first Guardians has outperformed James Gunn's movies. So, listen. When I look at this photo, I want to be able to watch that solo Batman film. I want to be able to watch Justice League 2 and 3. I want Man of Steel 2. By the way, I also bought Zack Snyder's Justice League on 4K. It should be here in I think a day or two. I'll do an unboxing of it, and I'm still gonna do my review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's just the movie is so long, I'm gonna have to break it down in parts. Cause I know a lot of people's been wanting me to, give my review. So I believe the movie has the four parts. So I'll just do each part of the movie. But I'm still gonna do that. I'll do an unboxing of that, and then I'll eventually get my review out there for each part of the movie. But my gosh, man, the proof is in the pudding. Zack's been trending. Henry Cavill's been trending. It's just common sense at this point what needs to be done. Now, you can do this as an Elseworld, man. You don't have to cancel James Gunn. I know he has a small minority of people who like his movies and stuff. That's fine. I don't understand. Sure, let James Gunn do his stuff too, and then let Zack finish it. You making double the money. To me, from a business perspective, no bias between liking James Gunn or liking Zack Snyder or disliking anybody. From a business perspective, you're always trying to make money. You want to make money. You don't want to lose money. And I guarantee you, if James Gunn, put his ego aside and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do my stuff, but let's bring Zack back and let him finish his vision too. And then you also got to think about that would look good for WB because you would make a shit ton of money from Zack Snyder coming back. Fans would more than likely, even if James Gunn's movies suck, they would be more than likely to go to the theaters to help support James Gunn's, his stuff. If that was to happen. And that would make the sale of WB, if a sale was needed, because they would make a good amount of money with Zack Snyder coming back. I'm telling you that right now. The hype when Cavill was announced for Black Adam and he was back as Superman was crazy. The hype was real. See, this is the thing with James Gunn's hype. It's all fake hype with James Gunn's movies. And I don't try to bash James Gunn. I like him, and I've said this 10,000 times. You know, I like his first Guardians. I like Slither. I liked Brightburn. I wish he would make a second one. But when it comes to the DC side, it's all fake hype. When it's on Zack Snyder, the hype is real. This man is trending. Almost 500K likes in 3 days for a picture of a never before seen picture of Henry Cavill as Superman. It's all real hype when it comes to Zack Snyder and DC content. And that's just what it is. I'm calling it like I see it. But we need it, man. At this point, there's just nothing more you can say. Men lie, women lie, numbers do not lie. So I want y'all to post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think once Zack posted this Deathstroke picture? It reminded me of the badass nightmare scene, and it reminded me of that solo Batman movie that I want to see. I need to see, because Ben Affleck is the best Batman that we've seen on film or on the big screen. Despite some of the people want to say, because there are other YouTubers and other people out there that say Ben Affleck's Batman is not Batman, but when the man Kevin Conroy himself even says that Ben Affleck is the best version of Batman, you gotta take that. You gotta take that, because he knows what he's talking about. And y'all know me, look, Batman in the background. That's my boy. I love Batman. I love him. Ben Affleck is the best Batman we've had on screen, despite what some other people want to say about him killing. But that's a whole nother story, because they clearly didn't understand what Zack was doing with the movies. So I'll just leave it at that. I want y'all to let me know. I'll catch y'all in the next, man. 100,000 subscribers is ground time.